You guys got to hear this. This is really exciting. We'll just play this first, and then maybe we can just talk about his sessions in just a casual way and like our experience with them. He wrote this for us this week.
Kevin Slimp. Why I joined forces with our hometown to train community newspapers online. Don't tell anyone, but I must be older than I look. I started offering online training long before most people knew such a thing existed. 20 years ago, I worked with a production company in Indianapolis that hosted and produced my monthly webinars for newspapers. It was quite the production. My favorite part of each webinar was when the announcer would introduce me by saying, "And now, coming to you from his lavish studio in Knoxville, Tennessee, where the sun is shining, and the temperature is 78 degrees, it's the news guru himself, Kevin Slimp." I paid dearly for their help, but it was the only way to offer webinars at the time. It was about a year or so ago when I first heard from Matt Larson, CEO of our hometown. Matt reminded me we had met at some conventions in the past. I believe he mentioned the New York Press Association convention as one of them. Matt was interested in the webinars I was offering to newspapers each month. His question was, could our hometown sponsor your webinars so our members could attend or free? I offered a couple of options.
Got to fix that.
Press associations often sponsor a webinar for their members by paying a discounted fee for each person who attends. Another option was to offer discounted rates for our hometown customers who wanted to register on their own. No, Matt explained, I'd like all of our customers to attend all of your webinars for free. Our hometown will foot the bill. I was impressed with Matt right away. I've had quite a few software companies, online vendors and others offer to sponsor my speaking engagements and webinars in the past, but I always said, no thanks. But when I talked with Matt, I could tell that he really cared about his customers and wanted to offer this to them just for being our hometown customers. He didn't ask anything from me in exchange, except to teach his customers. We worked out an agreement. Instead of each newspaper paying the usual $69.99 fee for a webinar, our hometown newspapers would attend at no cost to them. It was a win-win-win for our hometown, me, and all the newspapers that would attend. Let me be frank, individual newspapers pay me hundreds of dollars to lead a webinar just for their papers. Some papers pay several $100s each month for me to lead a monthly online training session just for their papers. Press associations sometimes pay thousands of dollars for me to lead special sessions for their members. Although it might not, or might, seem like a big deal, the training offered through our hometown is not like free training you'd find searching around online. It's developed for community newspapers just like yours. I'm glad that so many of you have taken Matt up on his offer. This month on November 12th, I'll be offering a session on the basics of Adobe Illustrator for newspapers.
Wasn't that nice? I mean, he wrote this for us. I just asked him to write a blog post, and this is all true. And it never occurred to me that no one had suggested that to him before. You know, I just want to offer this as a new service to customers included in what they already pay. No additional cost. It's just thank you for being our hometown customer. So this is kind of going to be an ad here. So let's turn it into a promotion. We've got it next week on Friday. Is it November 12th? So it's a Friday session. I'm definitely going to jump on there. I think he's going to let me talk in the beginning, but I mean, anything you guys want to say about Kevin's session so far? I mean, Terry and Vera, I think you've been going to almost every one.
And I've even gone to one session more than once, and they're always different. And he's a character. He's just
he's very engaging.
Yes, engaging and relatable. He's just a down to earth guy, and he speaks in plain English. You know, I mean, he doesn't throw things over the top and lose you midway through the session. I mean, he's fantastic. I just love it.
Right. He is an extraordinary trainer, but I think just the idea of providing training to your employees is something that is so important, you know, just to give them the tools to be the most successful that they possibly can. You know, they need to be so familiar with these things that they're not even thinking about it. And this is what he'll get you to that point. You know, a brand new employee, if you're hiring someone young out of college, they don't know how to lay out a paper, but they know how to blow up a blog. They understand digital, but you need to bring them up on print. This is a great way to do it. Just enroll them in our course. They will learn something pretty much every 30 seconds of these sessions. I mean, he's just throwing facts and tips and tricks and shortcuts out every second. So
we actually had a publisher write this past week asking a question that came from one of Kevin's training sessions.
Right. That's right. Yeah. They were like, what did he say about this? That's great. Yeah. Thank you for doing that. Cause I was like, oh man, I let that one go. That's why we got to do those kind of follow-ups when we can.